Welcome back to part 2 of Paris Fashion Week Fall-Winter 2023. Today we're checking out Comme des Garçons Un Peu, Liberal Youth Ministry, KidSuper, which this was a comedy show. This was crazy, and Egon Lad. First show we're gonna cover is Comme des Garçons Un Peu. This show took place inside a church, but instead of normal benches, it was a runway in the middle of it. The soundtrack consisted of very alien-like static sounds, which I'm not gonna play now because it was a bit unsettling, disturbing, not the best for a YouTube video, but that's how the ambience felt. This show overall, at least to me, felt very rebellious to everything that is traditional. It was all mostly tailoring, which tends to be very traditional, in the most untraditional ways. They just experimented with a lot of these ideas. They had some interesting headpieces. Cool show to experience. My first time at a Comme des Garçons Un Peu show. Mostly all back, but there was some quite interesting clothes. Even some, for example, some blazers with 0 armholes, and then there was blazers with 4 or even 5 different armholes, which I hadn't seen before, but that was very cool to see. After this, we head over to Liberal Youth Ministry. We hit this show with Enigma and Abel Paul George. This show made history as it was the first show to have a Mexican creative director showcasing a runway in Paris. So as a Mexican myself, I was ecstatic in order to be able to experience this sitting front row. The collection itself was a mesh of all these different influences that had affected the designer Antonio Zaragoza throughout his life. Different movies, different musical influences and even soccer, football. How it affected his life, and just for me it felt very surreal to see a collaboration with Chivas, which is a Mexican soccer team, which never in a million years would I expect to see that collaboration walking down a Paris Fashion Week runway, which just added to this very surreal feeling. Not only that, it went super well with the brand. It intrigued me so much actually that after the show I ran backstage and quickly interviewed the designer about it, and I was so intrigued in fact that we actually did a whole hour-long interview afterwards, and it's now on the Archive Dreams blog if you want to check it out, and a whole podcast conversation in Spanish. If you speak Spanish, feel free to listen to it. This was a very highlight, definitely, of Paris Fashion Week. I really enjoyed this show. After this, we headed to KidSuper. Now KidSuper was actually insane. So because KidSuper was designing for Louis Vuitton this season, he had a lot of attention, and he decided to make his show open to the public, which is a little crazy. He set up flyers all around the city, basically with a QR code saying, come to the show, you just have to sign up here in this QR code. He had a venue which held up to 1,000 people. Well, safe to say more than 1,000 people showed up, and the streets were chaos. So many people couldn't get in, and even they got the cops called on them just because the street was basically shut down. Cars could not go through that street. It was just so many people. But we were lucky enough to get inside. This was a new concept, a comedy fashion show where all the models were comedians, or basically people that went up there and did some stand-up. This was quite an interesting concept and a very cool experience as a runway. The comedy show itself was quite entertaining.
3, 2, 1! Listen, before I go any further, I want to shout out all the ushers and all the bathroom attendants here at the theater, because just a few short weeks ago, they were running PR for Balenciaga. Oh.
Yeah!
Fuck yeah, crew. We're going for it tonight. Shout out to KidSuper. How do I look?
I want to tell you an interesting story about Colin. A lot of people probably don't know this, but when Colin was younger in New York, he would go to the Louis Vuitton flagship store and he would sell his t-shirts to the people that were waiting online outside the store. And now he sells his shirts inside the store. I asked Colin to dress me cool. I was like, yo, dress me cool. He's like, what do you want the look to be? And I jokingly, I'm a comedian, I say, yeah, dress me like the teacher that fucks the students, right?
Before I go, it's crazy though. I didn't realize that the streetwear game is very reminiscent to the drug game. Like, it is easier to score cocaine, so I hear, than to score some sneakers. Like, I try to buy some J's on some GP, like, oh, let me go to the the website, put in my credit card. They're like, where's your code? I was like, I don't have a code. I have a credit card. They were like, no, wait in line. I was like, I didn't realize I had to watch The Sopranos and all 5 seasons of The Wire just to know how the hell to score some J's. So what I'm trying to say, if you like what I like, if you got what I got on right now, just meet me on the corner. I got you.
Theo Von absolutely killed it. I mean, first time I see also someone pull their titties out in a runway show, so that's a first. The show ended on a very nice sentimental note. Colm actually did a mic drop at the end. It was amazing to experience. We went backstage. We got to go backstage after this and got to congratulate Colm personally, and yeah, it was amazing to see, amazing to experience. Finally, we hit Egon Live. to the show. But this show, Egon Lab presented or teased their collaboration with Gucci. They had this very Harry Potter inspired collection this season, and I mean, quite frankly, it was not my favorite Egon Lab collection. I'm a big fan of the brand, but this collection felt like a slight disappointment to me, just because it felt a little bit tacky. Don't hate me, Egon Lab. I love your brand, but your past work has been better, in my opinion. Let me know if you disagree with my opinion. Let me know which show was your favorite. Make sure to subscribe and let us know down in the comments what type of content you want to see next. Thanks. Peace.